me on our calls. We're going to speak from our own experience. Disagree always respectfully. No kink shaming, of course. We don't want kink shaming. Nobody's This is a space for education, discussion, and growth. And let's start with something simple. Let's see. So, without sharing your title, tell us one word that describes who you are. My word would be authentic. Singer, what would your word be?
I would say intelligent.
I would agree with that. And we're gonna go ahead and go to the audience for responses. My beautiful sister Queen is holding down the chat, so anyone can. What's one word to describe your title? And you can come
Good
off.
evening, everybody.
And look at you.
Hello. Oh, how beautiful you look. Love those glasses.
Thank you.
Shining chocolate.
So I said uniquely me. Polk said sweet. Morgan said genuine. El Nicole stuffies. Polk said innocent. Danielle said curious.
Okay. Got a lot of good ones. A lot of good ones.
That's a lot of good ones. So, of course, we like our. You get some more?
EJ, I'm sorry. Yes, sis. EJ said loving. Stephanie said unapologetically me. And Timothy said sad. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Timothy. Did you want to share anything, or we can come back to you? My DM is always open to you, Timothy Ann, but of course you know that. So definitely hope you feel better.
Yes. I agree.
So that's it that's it for right now. Kyrena said thoughtful. Carla said elegant. And then Timothy Ann said come back.
Okay. All right, we can do that. Yes, elegant. Okay, Carla, see you. Alrighty, so here on Triskelion Tuesday Talks, we love our case studies, so we're gonna go ahead and dive in at what the research says. Psychologist Dr. Carol Dweck introduced the idea of a growth mindset. So it's basically the belief that our abilities to continue to develop through learning and effort. That made me think, do we celebrate learning as much as we celebrate titles? What do you think, Cynthia?
I think that is a great question because people get caught up in the idea of a title represent who you are. That's not who you are. Your character and how you grow and what you learn creates who you are. And you hear me say learning. You can't do any of those things without learning. There is no title without learning.
Yeah. The one thing I learned by starting off in the lifestyle, like non-kink, and then coming over to kink, it was a title. I'm a this. Like when I get introduced to kink, I'm like, well, I know I'm pretty much a service sub. And then I later found out I wasn't a masochist, but it's just like you meet some people and they get titles on title, and I'm just like, I don't know how you keep us like 10, 12 titles. I'm just like, service sub, masochist, that's it. Anything else, I probably wouldn't even list it. You just have to know me to know what it is. But yeah, we do in this lifestyle I found we love our titles. It kind of I'm this, and I get it. Because a lot of people have earned those titles, so through training and things like that. So that's important to recognize, but can't let your title take over. Still have to be open to growth and learning and things like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and get into a discussion. What does a title mean? So what does your title actually represent? For me, a title represents my title, submissive, submissive. I can't talk.
You're good. You're good.
Service submissive. I'm getting the giggles. It represents me, responsibility, courage, loyalty, accountability, consistency, service. Not really status, although we do have to introduce ourselves as something in the lifestyle. So I am my own service submissive. That is my proper title. I think that the title should reflect the work you've done, not replace it. What do you think, Tinka?
For myself, I am a switch. And that's why I said earlier that I represent intelligence because it takes a certain type of personality to know when you are the top and when you are the bottom. So you have to be able to navigate and gauge it according to the dynamic of the relationship. So it takes a pretty intelligent person know when to dominate or submit.
Yeah, I
Yes.
agree. I thought I had a little bit of switch tendencies, but I'm super submissive, so I kind of like to be told what to do until I don't like it. But that's the vanilla part of me. Sorry, Daddy. Look, let me not get in trouble tonight. So
Too
being
late.
good. See my halo team.
I'm here. I'm listening. You know.
He in the other room too. I'll really get it tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and head over to the audience. So, audience, what does your title mean to you? That's the first question. And you can go off mute if you like to show your beautiful face on camera, or you can put it in the chat and sis will read them out.
I'm waiting.
Well, sis, what does
Okay.
the title mean to you? You can start. You can go too.
Okay. My title means to me, it helps me become who I'm going to become.
Mm,
So that to me means when I started, I didn't know who I was. I know whose I was, but I
mm,
had to
Mm,
educate myself, and he educated me, and the community educated, and I educated myself. So I had to learn what and who I wanted to become. I already know whose I was, but I didn't know who I was in this community because it was new to me.
mm,
understood.
So the titles were educated and learned.
yeah,
So,
that's
Queen,
good.
may I speak?
Please.
I'm going to speak on this when it comes to titles because I think I made it very clear that learning and education creates the title. But
Mhm,
this is what comes with the title is it's a specific thing in relationships and dynamics that requires a consensual negotiation and earned is what it represents. So you're
Mhm.
absolutely right. When you get all of the education and your experiences and you have your title, you have the right to wear it as a crown. But
Mhm.
the crown is only good on the person that stabilized the crown. Does that make sense to
Correct.
you?
I
yeah.
absolutely agree
I
because I
agree.
got the name Queen from the community. I didn't have a name. I was just my legal name. I won't say out loud. But
Right.
the community gave me the name Queen. They named me that and it stuck for 7 years.
And you represent it well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I concur. I concur.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the chat. Let's see. Lady Vampire said one word would be diverse, and I think it
Mm,
represents identity and helps you show others part of you. However, I have seen from personal experience, people try to take away how you identify based on how they see you.
mm,
That's true.
Um, EJ Enforcer said, service sub when I find a loyal sub. Lady Vampire said, can explain if needed. EJ Enforcer said, loyal Dom, I mean. Danielle, I'm new to this lifestyle. That's why I said curious. I'm learning. I do know I am a submissive brat and exploring.
okay.
Stephanie said, I think it helps you define yourself for yourself. Morgan says, to me, my title means humility, devotion, love, and care. Timothy Ann, it means that I have worked very hard to earn it. It lets me know that someone thinks I can handle a place in this lifestyle. It means someone trusts me enough to give me a title.
Mm.
That's true.
So,
That's
my
a great
lovely ladies,
answer.
may I speak?
Sure.
With that being said, you will go through many titles. I mean, we all start, like you said early on, when you came into the lifestyle, there was so many that you kept growing, you kept learning, you kept educating. That's why the titles will continue to change. So you cannot carry, it's like joining the military. Sir Knight, are you listening, sir? You come in as a private and you graduate to the next level and to the next level. So, yes, you have earned them. But once you reach your higher ranking status, like I just clearly said that I am a switch, I went through all of those transitions until I actually knew my true self was a switch. And you will all come to that at one point where you find your natural self, where you have accumulated all of that education and that experience that you will fit into yourself naturally. That is the true honor.
That is true. Great answer. I don't think my sir on. Did he hear you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Do we have anything else in the chat, Queen?
Yes, 1 second. Latricia said, let me go down. I'm learning daily what my title means and the best way for that to be shown, both on my submissive side and with my switch side, and how each of those are assessed benefit and an honor to call myself before I even give to anyone else.
Mhm.
Innocent says, I'm a switch, but I get in trouble a lot because my partner is extremely dominant. Girl, you
Okay.
just gotta know how to balance it. That's all.
Yep, definitely.
You really have to learn how to just balance that switch so it doesn't override his
Yes.
dominance.
Yes.
Like
That
Cena
is
said, there's a
correct.
difference between figuring out how to be a dominant and a top. Those are two different things on the spectrum between a switch. So you just got to know how to weave your way through and remember that he's the dominant.
Yes. That is
Definitely.
well said. Well said.
All righty. Do we have any other in the chat, sis?
I think that's it for right now, sis.
All righty. So, next question. Does someone's title impress you or is it their character?
Mm.
I would say their character because people can call themselves, whatever they want to, but it's the character for me. You could be a submissive or a dominant, have the worst character ever, and it's just I'm gonna judge you by your character, not your title. So that's
I'm a
for me.
co-sign on that. I'm a
Yeah,
co-sign on that. It's got to be the character.
definitely the character.
And everybody's in the chat saying character, character,
Character.
character, character,
Excellent.
character,
Yes.
character. Latricia said, what I observed, not what's said. Toya, is that Toya? Tofa? She says, I agree, it's about character and compatibility. Your
Mm.
character, Danielle says, your character speaks to who you are.
Mhm.
Latricia says, not only what's said. And Sharon said, totally agree. So Stephanie says, when I first started out, the title experience piqued my interest, but now it's character hands down.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So character wins. All righty. So, let's see. We did the blank style. So we're gonna go through a couple questions.
Okay.
We're trying to kind of make the Triskelion Tuesday more interactive, so you're just not listening to me and sing a talk for an hour. So we're going to go ahead and go into our discussion number 2, experience versus education. Can someone have
Mm.
years in the lifestyle and still have a lot to learn? So I'll go ahead and start it off. I would say yes. In this lifestyle, there's so much to learn. Like there's so many titles to accomplish if that's what you're into. So there's so many books and yeah, so many groups and of course, our group is the best, y'all know, because that's why y'all here. But I definitely, I feel that education never stops, like outside of kink. But definitely in kink, you can always grow. So no matter how long you've been in the lifestyle, there's always someone you can go to. There may be someone that hasn't been in the lifestyle that long that knows more than you. So it's always good to be open to
Yeah.
networking and learning. Um, that's me. What do you think, Cinco?
I agree with you on that. With that being said, um, education, book education is fine. but experiences is your education. I
Yeah.
mean, you'll get the general information from it. It's a cliff note from it. But until you put it active in your own lifestyle experience, your relationship, your dynamic working with your Dom, that's when it becomes real. That's when it's touch, feel, receive, and execute. Because that's when you really become the true gift. The book can't teach you to be a gift. The interaction with your Dom is the blessing of you being a gift.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's that real talk.
That's that
Yeah.
real talk. Definitely. Do we have anyone in the chat?
Let's see. Yes. We have education over experience. From EJ Enforcer, Stephanie says, I feel like you never stop learning in this lifestyle. And Toya said, I agree as a newbie. And Latricia has her hands up. Her hands up.
Okay. Did she want to say something on camera?
Good. I just wanted to make sure. Hi,
Hello, beautiful.
how are you tonight?
We're great.
Good.
So it was along with what Senga was saying that there's education and there's experience, but there's a certain education that you get from experience that you can read as many books as you want, you can watch as many tutorials, but until you're in that situation, you're not going to know. And that goes for things like what happens if you have Dom drop in the middle of a scene? What happens if the safe word is used? How do you effectively stop the scene and care for what's going on? What if the Dom uses the safe word and not necessarily the submissive? So there's just a whole layer of things that you cannot learn until you're in it. But
Yes.
reading a book and doing the tutorials and having a mentor are still musts.
Yeah,
Yes.
we definitely.
It's good to
Thank you,
see you.
Patricia. I
Thank you.
know. Do we have any others in the chat, Queen?
In the chat, um, Tofa said, I have been researching for about 2 years, but until I meet a Dom, want I think she's meant I really won't know what I know. I think that's what she's saying. Is that what you're saying? I think she's saying I really won't know what I know.
Let I know.
But that's
Okay.
it in the chat.
So,
Yeah.
ladies, may I speak?
Yeah.
Please.
That's where vetting is key. You
Yeah.
have to vet. You you can read as much as possible, but you have to incorporate your character, your personality into that vetting part. You have to ask the right questions to invite the right Dom. You have to be the engaging person when you go to this Dom and have a conversation to introduce yourself. With that being said, once again, textbook is great. It's a good reference, but your character and your personality is who the Dom is meeting. He's meeting the flesh of you, the processing of your mind, not the textbook. So you have to flow with that. You have to engage with him. Vet with strong, don't be afraid. Let them be strong questions, but solid, mature questions. It's very important because you want the Dom to understand that you have done the research and you're prepared to experience that engagement with him, learning the proper instructions, making sure that you clearly understand what you're signing on for. That's why your Dom is the person that sets the pace, and according to how you respond to the Dom, helps you move forward. That's not a title. That's that learning, your learning, not the textbook learning. It's a big difference, experience.
Definitely. All right. Any others in the chat before we move
I
on?
have a question. I have a question real quick.
Sure.
Okay, so did I hear her say the Dom using a safe word? I have never heard
Yeah.
the Dom use a safe word. I've always heard a sub using a safe word, but the Dom when does a dom use the safe word? I'm still
May I
learning.
answer?
And
Yes,
yes,
yes.
Yes, please.
I would love to answer
Yes.
after you. Please go
Yes.
ahead.
And,
So,
and me too. We all got this one.
Yes.
Look at this. Only
Go
that
ahead,
type. Here we
Latricia.
go.
Yes,
Let me answer.
ma'am.
You got one
Because
too,
I done
Si?
made somebody. I made somebody
so
say before.
So safe words are for the dynamic. They're not just for the submissive. They're to keep the dynamic safe. They're, yes, this we generally talk about the submissive using the safe word because the things are being done to the submissive. So she's the one or they are the one saying, no, stop right now, I cannot do this, or yellow, we need to have a discussion. However, a good Dom, putting that in quotations because I know we don't always like to use that, but they're also going to be sitting there monitoring their submissive while the things are happening, because you're going to have some masochists who are not going to use a safe word, be it that they're in a mind frame or they're spiraling or something. So they're going to keep going because they want that, or there's that part of their body that needs that, but it's a safety issue and it needs to stop. And in that case, the Dom needs to use the safe word and say, we cannot continue this. Or say we're in a public place and there's people too close and things are going on, and that Dom knows there's an anxiety, or even the Dom is like, I'm not comfortable with this, I'd rather not do it. Also, the Dom needs to say the safe word. It's the same way that it's not just what the subs want to do, it's also what the dominants want to do. So there's going to be things that maybe a dominant wants to try out and then goes, actually, that wasn't for me, let's not do that. Yes, the dominants are the ones in charge, but we cannot treat them as if they're not allowed to put the brakes on and pause and say, I don't like this.
Excellently said.
Yes, it
Excellent.
is.
Flawless.
Mhm.
Flawless.
Thank you,
Well,
Latricia.
let me add on to that. There's another side to that as well. There's also the Dom that has their hard limits violated. So they're able to say, all right, you already know what my limits are and you did it anyway. That's, and call their safe word as well. That's the thing. It doesn't happen often and it's not talked about often enough,
Yeah.
but it does happen. If I'm starting out a dynamic and I'm telling you that I don't want certain things, I don't want you to brat in public, let's say, and you bratting in public,
Mhm.
well, that's a hard limit. I definitely don't like brats in public. I've told you this. You said you're gonna do it anyway. So safe word, who that? Now everything stops, and now we got to really talk about what's really going on here. Because if you violating, then it's the same thing as if a D type violates his submissive. A violation is a violation, whatever it looks like. So yeah, that should challenge your thought process a little bit tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir. Well
Thank
said.
you, sir.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Single, you want to go first or me?
You know what? Sis took care of it all for me.
He really
I
did.
mean, she all hands off.
He
Um,
did.
but yeah, I mean, the only thing I would have to say about it, if a submissive had I'm going to use a molested or rape victim, where the body still craves the excitement of what's transpiring in the dynamic, and he see it is out of control, where he's watching her totally change before his very eyes. He's going to drop it. He's going to drop that word for her safety and for his safety and sanity, because that will be a traumatic experience for him as well. Yeah.
All right, Queen,
Absolutely.
what you get to add to that?
I'll give you guys an example from an event type. So, Sire's scening with a bottom. That's not his submissive, which is I. So he's topping with a bottom. The bottom is a masochist and she loves body punches. She gets the body punches, but she's crying. She's snotting. I'm wiping her tears and wiping her eyes, and she does not want to stop. Sire is asking her, "Are you okay?" And she continues to say, "Yes, I am fine. Continue." He continues. She continues to cry and snot. And I say, baby, it's okay. Please say your safe word. She said, I cannot. I need it and I want it. Sire says the safe word. Red. It is stopped. It is done. Your body cannot take anymore. It is over. She was devastated, but her body could not take any more. She wanted it, she needed it. But sometimes the dominant has to make the safest decision possible, not just for his submissive, but for the people that he is topping. That means he is in service to those people that he is in care of while he is topping.
That's
So
a
that is
big
another
responsibility.
scenario where a dominant has to use his mental capacity to say she has had or he has had enough.
Right.
So he
I
has had to
agree.
say for a couple of masochists that just they want the smoke, but when the body is done, it's done.
I agree.
Yeah.
That was a good. Thank you for sharing.
That
You're
is.
welcome. I
Thank
just
you,
experienced
Cindy.
it for myself and it was really hard to watch. And she couldn't do it. So he had to do it for her.
Aw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good
Can I
old
ask a
man.
question? Can I ask a question, Queen?
Please.
What was being done in the scene, if you don't mind sharing? Because some of the stuff I've seen done in the some of them scenes, I'm like, whoa, I cannot
So
believe.
you have to remember that people get what they ask for. They get what they want. And she's a masochist and she likes body punches. So body punches, legit, physical, open hands, closed hands, punching to the chest, the sides, the thighs, the butt, choking, face slapping. Those are the things that she wanted, and she took it until she couldn't take anymore. Sire just knew it was too much.
Poor
Yeah, she's a
thing.
a hard bottom is a person that they can take the smoke. The hard smacking, the hard body punches, the hard impact, the stingies, they can take it, but still the dominant has control.
So,
Um,
Queen, may I say something?
question,
Please.
question. Who in their right mind would take all that? I'm not kink shaming Summer, but
I was
that's a
about
But
to
little
that
too
say,
much.
is, but that
someone right
is, hold
here,
on one
masochist,
second, hold
yeah,
on. That is actually kink shaming because
yeah,
if they want it and they ask for it and the dominant gives permission for it, that is a kink that they enjoy. They don't
Exactly.
want it because they don't want to have it. They actually enjoy what is happening to them. They get to
Yes.
breathe there. And Singa said a key point.
hmm
You don't know what someone's
Yes.
trauma is, and
Exactly.
trauma entices those feelings that you
Yes.
want from a dominant.
And that's what I was
So
going to
yeah.
address.
go
Uh,
ahead,
I
Singa.
said it in the
question.
I said it in the
So,
chat, but I'll say it here too. I within reason and obviously in negotiated situations,
Yeah.
I've been used as a punching bag.
Yeah.
I have been kicked. I've been stepped on with boots. It all depends on, again, what's negotiated within that. So to ask, like, who would want that to happen?
Me, boots sound like a good time, especially today.
Right.
I'll
um,
take it.
Me too. Go ahead,
But
Singa,
so
but
please.
question,
I
but question. So people that if anybody on this line has performed that
Hold on.
with the experience, what have y'all did y'all know off rip like okay this enough, this person have had enough, or do y'all pick up that the person had enough, or do they got to use the safe word?
so
Each
may
time
I
is
speak?
different.
Exactly. Thank you. Each time is different.
hmm
So may I speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
With that being said, I am an auto asphyxiation person. That comes from a trauma of a very young age. The body is an amazing machine, but it sometimes don't know how to turn itself off. And what I mean by that, it craves certain things that people may see shameful, but the body asks for what it remembers that satisfied it at that particular time. And I'm telling you honestly, when a person say they can take it, Mentally, the brain programs itself to take it. It's the body that will give out before the brain. That's why it's important for the Dom or any situation when he see that transformation that that person has left reality and gone straight into that moment in time, it is his responsibility to call the safe word for their safety of the person and his sanity. Because if anything happens to his submissive under his care, now he faces trauma.
Right.
Did I answer your question, sir?
Yeah. So
Yes,
let me
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
just hop in there real quick. EJ.
So not having a safe word,
Oh,
is that a big deal? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, it is a big deal. It's an
so
emergency.
I'm gonna hit on both of those. The first thing I want to say is, I believe it's Eric EJ. I mean, the enforcer. Hit me up, and we need to talk. I don't know how long you've been practicing and whatnot, but you and I we'll have a conversation. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little troubled by your previous statement. But we're gonna talk about it. Hopefully, we'll be able to come to an agreement on that. I want you to understand, like, there's nuances to the lifestyle, and there's certain things you don't step on, certain things you don't say. People take real offense to that. So, but you may not know that, and I'm not with people that's all with bashing. I'm more about education. So we're gonna talk about it. You and I offline. We'll get together and talk about it. I do want to touch on not having a safe word. You have to have a safe word. You have to. There's just no way around it. Like, in order for you to do this safely, you have to have a safe word. You got to have boundaries. There should never be a situation where you're just like, hey, anything goes, and you just let me know when I'm done. That's not a real thing. We talk about the D type knowing when the body is done. That's in those rare cases where the S type will kind of push themselves beyond the limit. We're trained to know what that looks like and to correct it on the spot, and kind of get that together. However, for the safety of your dynamic, I would suggest you always have a safe word in play. And if you're involved with a D type and you've never had the safe word conversation, that's a big fucking problem.
Yeah.
That's a big problem and a red flag, in my opinion. One of the first things you need to be discussed. Well, no, I won't go that far and say one of the first things, but early on in the dynamic, in the vetting, that needs to be discussed. And yeah, so I just wanted to say that so everybody could hear it.
Sir,
EJ,
may I speak?
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sir, I thank you. EJ, I know you're new to the family on certain things, and I know you're learning. But trust me, talking to Sir Knight is going to be the best education for you on this particular subject.
Simple.
All
Wow.
right.
And I've been a sub for over 6 years. I've never had a safe word. I don't know that I know to use it if I had it.
Okay.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Have you
Don't worry
ever
about
heard
me.
of have you ever heard of red, yellow, green?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
stoplight
I
system?
researched that. But and me and my Dom talked about it towards the beginning, and I asked him, did I need a safe word? And he said no. And I said, are you sure? And he said very plainly, I don't do safe words. He says, I have to trust him enough to know that he knows what I can handle. And that was the last we talked about it, and I didn't think about it again until probably now. Y'all were talking about a safe word.
Mhm.
That's
So
We
my
we we
so
don't believe in Dom bashing because that's not appropriate.
no.
But educationally, safely, sane, and consensual, a safe word will keep you and him safe, sane, and consensual. Even if you don't have a safe word using red, yellow, green, because sometimes things happen, like Singa said, to our bodies where we don't, sometimes the words can't even formulate So saying red just means I'm done, stop, I've had enough. Yellow means to just slow it down. Green, and even in the process, it should be, are you okay? Is this too much? Have you had enough? Do you need some water? Do we need to stop? It has to be something to keep us sane, safe, and consensual. So
Yes.
even if it's the stoplight system, that is still a safe word.
Yes.
When I seen with other D types, I use red, yellow, green. When I seen with my sire, I use my safe word. So yeah, you gotta have something to keep you safe. So
Yes.
maybe that's something that you can think about. A word that you know off the top of your head. If something happens, you want it to instantly stop, slow down, or go. Especially to stop,
Mhm. Yeah.
Queen, may I speak?
please.
Thank you for that blessing, madam.
Yes, thank you.
You're
Go
welcome.
ahead,
I'm
sis.
sorry. I'm gonna go to the comments for a minute. Let's see. We have Lady Vampire says, I think sometimes in the role of a bottom or a submissive, sometimes you try to take more because you don't want to disappoint or feel like you are disappointing your top or dom. So the dom knowing the color system, red, yellow, green, or the bottom having a safe word is important.
Mm.
Latricia said, Timothy N, are you a S type? Are you in the S type chat? And then Lady Vampire said, and the
Yes,
lady
I'm an S. Yes, I'm a S type, but no, I'm not in any kind of a chat.
we can get you
Reach
in there,
out if you
girl.
like to be. Yeah, reach out to me, Timothy, and I know we talked through DM. Show me a DM. We'll chat a bit. See if you want to
Okay.
be added. We'd be happy to have you. Definitely.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
Um, let's see. Let me go up a little bit. Tafoya said yes, vetting is definitely key. I am not skipping that step because I want a closed DS relationship dynamic. Lady Vampire said I identify as a switch and have for years. However, I know as people we can change and evolve, and education never stopped in my professional life, nor would it in this lifestyle as well. And I enjoy BDSM so much, have thought about pursuing my doctoral degree in it. You go,
Okay.
girl.
All
You
right,
go, girl.
Dr. Dr.
Yes.
And
BDSM.
then,
All right.
yeah,
Yes.
and then she said it could be a combination of both. It can be education as far as a book, education, also experience, attending events, and researching. I don't think you
Yes.
have to be in a dynamic to be a part of the community. You do not.
No.
Maybe I might be overthinking the question. I think I can still have the identity without being in a dynamic. Yes, you sure
Yes, you
can.
can.
Yeah,
I
Yes, you
definitely.
can.
I co-sign on that for sure.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can. Because who are you to not learn who you are before you get a dominant or a dummy? Who are you if you don't
Yes,
know who you are before you get a dominant or a dummy?
that is correct. Well said,
Tafoya
Queen.
said, "Can you can you all please define topping? Because I've seen several definitions in my research."
Mm.
That was yeah. She asked a question. Can you define topping?
For me?
Yeah, Singa. Yeah, go
Oh, I'm
ahead.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Look,
That's
yes,
I was
switch.
waiting. I was like,
Switch.
well, all of us are in. I was like,
Yeah, go ahead,
topping,
Singa. You can answer. Anybody can answer. Yeah.
Yeah, I
topping,
don't
topping
talk. I
for
don't
as
talk.
in a switch dynamic. I mean, it's when you're saying topping as what topping period?
I think she's talking about topping period.
Oh,
I think she
That
wants to know
is
what a top is.
a top is pretty much the role of the dominant or the domine. Um, I'm gonna use the old school illustration for those of us that know the story of Adam and Lilith. There was an argument of who needed topping.
mm,
He did not want to submit into submission. He wanted to remain the top. The argument was we were made equally. Therefore, I too can switch and be top. Adam said no. So this is the importance of the dominant being the top or the domee giving the instruction of being a top. It is in that position that is not, I'm not going to use masculine, I'm going to use the more controlled position because you're following the orders of the top, not only in sexual, but in conversation or service requires that. So that word top carries a lot of weight sexually and also communication wise. So I hope I answered your question.
Thank you, Singer. After that one, let me scroll back. Okay, Carla says, I was in a situation where I may have crossed the limit and my D did not use the safe word, but instead chose to remove my collar impulsively. But now recognizes that it was done in haste and trying to
Mhm.
put it back on. But now my limit is using a collar as a bait or treat, going back and forth. So now I don't want it. I think he used the safe word thing would have gone much differently. I'm sorry that
Mhm.
that happened.
Very
Yeah, feel
sorry
very
that
sorry.
happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely the
Very
safe word
sorry.
in that case. Yeah, because if I mean it's gotten to a point where you don't even want the collar. So yeah, just having that established safe word, he would have known that it was serious. Like halt, stop.
So, Summer, may I
Right.
speak? That's
Yeah,
not lack of education.
absolutely.
Yes, that is definitely a sign of lack of education.
Hmm.
Yes.
And then Latricia said, I like being used as a punching bag within reason, LOL. iPhone said exactly this for me. And Jada said, very well stated, Singer, thank you. Ravina Moore says, from what I'm learning, one of the most profoundly satisfying parts of this lifestyle is it being a safe space to be able to explore those desires that would be considered shameful or deviant in other spaces. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um, Shinar said, ladies, thank you for the clarity. Karina said, oh goodness. And then Lady Vampire said, I think sometimes we read that one already. Let's go back up. Stephanie said, I associate certain colors with fruit, and that is how I got my safe words. Also,
Okay.
signals.
That's a
Okay.
good one.
That's a good one.
So
That's a good
Tafoya
one.
says, Tafoya said, can someone add me to the S-type chat?
I can, Sequoia.
And
I added you to Foya. We've had like a discussion while she was walking. I don't even know why she's not in there, but I'll add you after the call.
okay, and that's all in the chat for right now.
All righty. So I'm gonna go ahead and give everyone a scenario. So two people attend the same event. One spends the night talking about every little thing they've earned. The other spends the evening listening, asking thoughtful questions, and learning from others. In your opinion, we'll start with you, Singa. Well, I'll start first. Who leaves with the stronger impression? Is it the person that's asking all the questions that's still curious, or the one that doesn't really ask questions because they think they know because of their title?
I say the one that's asking all the questions
Yeah, I said that too. Yeah. Yeah,
because
'cause
the more questions you ask, the more information you'll get that pertains to you and what you want to utilize or share. The person that feels that they're already well educated in it. You're never completely educated. They too need to be asking questions. I don't care how much you know, you
yeah.
need to still ask questions.
You'd be
So,
surprised though in this lifestyle. Some people have like 7 to 8 titles behind their name, and you, me, Queen, or my sir, not gonna tell them nothing. They don't want to learn nothing. I know it, and I'm gonna teach you something because I have this many years and I've trained her this person, and it's just like I don't care about none of that because I don't know you.
so
It's a
Summer, may
real
I
thing.
speak?
Go.
Yes, it's a real thing.
I was born and raised in the lifestyle, and I'm still learning, and I'm 58. So learning doesn't stop unless you stop it. I don't
Yeah.
want it to stop. The more I learn, the better I am for me and the better I am for my family, my lifestyle family. because I'm learning so much from you guys. You know, I take notes all the time. You guys
Yeah.
are full of information.
Aw.
So, hey, I just wouldn't want to have a conversation with a person that think they know everything because they hadn't learned anything.
Exactly. Daddy, did you have something? I thought I heard you. I thought I heard your voice.
No, I was just laughing.
Oh. Let's see. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the audience. What is the biggest myth you have heard about titles? I'll go first. That because I have 8 titles behind my name, I know everything, and you can't tell me or teach me anything. That's my myth. What about you, Singa? And then we'll go to Queen and then the audience.
I think I answered that question when we were having just a few minutes ago with the
Yeah,
scenario. So I'm
roll back
sticking to
around.
the scenario. Yeah.
Sir, what you think? You want to answer that? What's the biggest myth about titles?
I think I think one of the biggest myths about titles is that people believe that because they give themselves a title, it makes them automatically better than other people or
Mm-hmm.
different echelon.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
I think people lean on the title and they think that the title makes the person, when in fact it's the opposite. It's the person
Yeah.
that's making the title.
Yeah.
Um, but again, like I always say, I can't really fault people for that because that's just the way they were. That's the way they were taught. That's the way they were brought in. You're
Mhm.
introduced to someone, or the first thing they say is, "I'm such and such, and my mentor was blah blah blah."
Mm-hmm.
My mentor was blah blah blah. Like, and that's supposed to mean something. Um, and that's cool and all that, but when you're leaning on that as your whole identity to kind of show who you are or who your stature is by saying, well, I'm connected to this other person, so you should respect me. That's where you start getting into that slippery slope of respecting
Mhm.
titles and not the person. I believe that
Mhm.
you respect the person before you respect the title, because the person is what makes the title. But that's just how,
Yes.
you know.
Yes, I 100% agree with that, sir.
That too.
Right,
Definitely.
100%. Yes.
right on.
Definitely. So while we're talking about all this education, we want to go ahead and touch on our Triskelions Academy. Queen, can you go ahead and put that link in? So of course, I went through the original Triskelions Academy curriculum. I'm actually just started back continuing because there are a lot of new courses that I'll have Sanga get more into. But again, education never stops. The academy is www.triskelionsacademy.com. Queen's gonna put the plug in. We do promotion for the academy, and it's user friendly. It's very user friendly. It's very easy to follow. You'll get a certificate at the end. My sir has worked so hard for a few years on this. Like right around the time I came into the dynamic, he was creating his baby. So definitely want everyone to go ahead and take a look. And then Singa, and I'll be back next week. So every Tuesday we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have to go over the courses so that you all just don't have to kind of go in willy-nilly. We want you to, but we want to kind of tell you what you're getting when you go in the course. So Sanga, I know that you recently taken the newer courses. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Took the nutritional course. My background working for the military was blood type nutrition. And I found the nutritional information in the course amazing because it certain foods and vegetables and juices help with libido, mood setting. And I was very intrigued with that. So, those are the things from the academy I want to incorporate with my nutritional teachings for my clients that I take care of now to help with their sex lives and help with their moods. My premenopause and my menopausal sisters who are having issues, eat healthy things that they can have naturally to set their mood and also help set their body, versus taking all these supplements. So I was very pleased with it. And I too will continue to take the courses. There's a lot of good information
There is.
and it's user friendly. That's what I love about it. So you're
Yeah.
taking away something that's that you can definitely utilize in conversations with people. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. So we both will, and we encourage you all to take a look at www.triskelionsacademy.com. I also want to do my shameless plug. I have an adult boutique treat line called Good Girls After Dark. That's my kink line. And I do have a Facebook page. I am taking orders and I do ship. And I am in Texas, in my Texas home. So I can ship out. And my Facebook is Good Girls After Dark. Queen will go ahead and put my Facebook link, and my DMs are open for orders as well. So I appreciate that. So we're gonna go ahead and close out. We did good. We were a little bit over an hour. Okay, got like 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and close out. Tonight wasn't about saying titles don't matter. Definitely with training, education, we want to respect everyone's title. We all did say, but the title is remembering titles should never stop us from continuing learning, which we're gonna all continue learning, hopefully. Never stop us from seeing the person's character, having humility, integrity, of course. Those are things that people remember: character, humility, integrity. So that's my takeaway. Single, what's your takeaway?
My takeaway, you guys are amazing with titles. It's an honor to earn titles, but the most honored part is learning to incorporate your own experience to wear your title. You can't have a title without your experiencing and the education. It's a it's a 1, 2, 3 step. You do the homework, you pass the test, you receive the reward. And that is how it's viewed far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is perfect. Queen, did you want to answer that? You got a takeaway?
I have a takeaway of take your time, learn
Mm,
yourself first.
mm,
Um, give yourself some grace in this lifestyle, whether you are vetting, solo, whatever. Just take your time and give your energy to yourself first because you can't give anything to anyone unless you give it to yourself first.
well said.
That's very
A myth that I don't like is that a dominant is not a human being. They are human beings first.
Mm,
Human beings first. And
yeah.
submissives have a voice. So
Yes.
those myths are not true. Dominants are human beings and submissives have a voice. Please
Yes.
use discernment in this lifestyle. Please.
Yes.
Yes, discernment, discernment,
Mm,
that responsibly. And I'll
yeah.
go ahead and if any S types are on the chat that are not in our lovely velvet circle, holla at me, hit my DM up summer night, and I'll go ahead and get you added. We have a good time in there, and yeah, we have a we have a good time in there. So I want to leave everyone with one final question. If every title disappeared tomorrow, what will people remember about you? Think
Mm,
about that this week. I want to thank you for joining another Triskelion Tuesday talk. I want to shout out my beautiful sis Queen for holding me down in the chat, hold me down in my S-type chat every day. She's so uber important to me. I just love her to death. Want to give you shout out your flowers, Queen. My sis Single, my co-host, the rad or dad with me. Thank you for going on this journey. I needed you. Thank you for going on this journey. I appreciate you. And if tonight's conversation challenged you or encouraged you, share the replay. Invite someone next Tuesday. Invite a lot of people next Tuesday. You can watch it. We're always available. Summer night, Shiva night, Serenity night, Lorenzo. Oh, I'm getting trouble. Sir Lorenzo night.
Oh,
If
that's
you have
strong.
any
Ooh,
Oh, you in
sorry.
trouble. Oh,
She
you
didn't
in
mean it. She
trouble.
didn't mean it. She didn't mean it. She was getting
I didn't
bumfungled.
mean it, but you know what? Latricia does have me thinking about them punching because the masochist in me is like, masochist is just like, yeah, I might need a little something. But anyway,
Summer, can I
until,
read one comment before
yeah,
you end?
sure.
Because it was for Mr. Knight. Shanard said accountability and understanding the responsibility that comes with someone placing that level of trust in you. I don't want to call myself a dom simply because someone is willing to submit to me. I want to understand when a person is truly ready and equipped to lead in that role. I would really value your perspective on that, sir. So, Sir Knight, he's talking to you.
Yes.
Absolutely. The first thing I want to say is you're definitely on the right path. That thought process right there, That's what separates well, I would say the men from the boys, but you get what I'm saying. That's what separates the true from the fake. Understanding that what we do is about stewardship. It's more stewardship than anything else. It's not designed, well, it shouldn't be all about us. Some people make it all about us, but as dominants, we're supposed to be all about them. And in that, we're using our power to benefit them and get them to the best place that they can be so they can be the best version of themselves that they need to be or that they would like to be. And that includes all things. So by thinking in that simple way, you've already upped, you've leveled up over so many out there that are still doing this the wrong way. So congratulations on that. You definitely got your thought process going in the right direction.
Definitely.
Thank you, sir. Nice.
Thank you, sir. Anything else in the chat, Queen? I just love the
All right,
questions
hold
tonight.
on. Naya just said, peace, fam. That was excellent. Thank you, Singer, for inviting me. You got a lot of thank yous. So much amazing information. Thank you.
Thank
Let's see.
you.
Oh, that was a big one. Okay, Shana, I said something else. Being that I'm still fairly new to the BDSM lifestyle, I've been approached twice about becoming someone's dom. Both times I felt I wasn't ready to take on that responsibility because I wanted more education, experience, and a better understanding of what being a dom truly requires. Looking back, I'm very glad I made that decision, especially considering how one of those situations eventually played out. My question is, how do you know when you're truly ready to become a dominant, take responsibility for a submissive? I've encountered men who call themselves doms, but from my perspective, sometimes it seems to be more about the title, control, or having someone submit to them rather than understanding the responsibility that comes with the role. I'm learning that being a dom seems to require much more leadership, discipline, patience, communication, self-control, trust, accountability, understanding, responsibility that comes with someone placing that level of trust. You're damn right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're starting out
You're
great.
damn
I endorse
right.
that announcement.
Hold on, settle down. Look at all that stuff. Like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up though. You definitely on the right path there. Your thought process is clear. You're seeing things the way this is really truly meant to be. I would say the way how you'll know is when you see them and you really want to prioritize them and their growth and their direction, their journey, over your personal wants and needs and desires. That's what I mean when I talk about stewardship. You have to understand that that thought process you have alone is going to take you very far in this. It's gonna make you a better dominant. Don't let up off of that. You know, keep going that way. You're doing great so far. From what I hear, it sounds good. Keep that up. You're asking the right questions. You're doing the right introspection and all of that. You're taking your time with it and not jumping into things just because you feel like I want to have somebody under me, which is a major problem we have in the community. So just having that headspace of wanting the education and wanting to be better before you actually take lead of someone's life, that's major, man. You're doing the right thing there. Keep that thought process going. And you can inbox me when you get a chance. We'll chop it up offline or whatever if you got other questions. Yeah, I'm open to that, bro. You're definitely thinking right though. Congratulations on that.
Sir. Thank you for that, sir. And we're gonna go ahead and close out and turn it over for what we all been waiting for. This will be coming to Tuesday Talks, Triskelion Tuesday Talks for Sir's famous.
Yeah,
Drum roll.
they come for my jokes. Yeah. Today was a long day though. You know,
Sure.
I had to go work out. Got me a little nice quiet game of tennis in. There was no racket because it was tennis. It was quiet. There was no racket. No. No,
That was funny.
that was funny. There's no racket.
That was
Funny.
funny.
It was funny.
Yeah. See, every now and then I get a good one in. You know, I make it laugh a little bit, but I enjoy this power. I enjoy this energy exchange. Right. So yeah, let me just say this before I let y'all go. You know, every week I gotta get into my whole thing at the end of this Zoom we do. I want to know, right? They are the best. Dad jokes are the best. But I want to take a few minutes and talk about what we're doing here and why it's so important. When I was coming up, when I first got started in this, I had to go into spaces that didn't have many people in it or any people in it that looked like me. When I did that, I became fetishized. You know, you had the white women, you know, kind of checking me out, like, oh, Mandingo, and you know, then you got, you know, the white men that want to run their little fantasies of having their wife run through by some black guys, and you know what I'm saying. This is the stuff that was reality,
Mhm.
and it felt uncomfortable. It felt like I was more of a prop than a part of the community, and I wanted to be part of the community. I wanted to have a voice. And what I realized was I wasn't going to be able to get that there. So I moved on and I found my community. Here we are years later, and we're building our own space where we don't have to be fetishized. We can just be. We can talk to each other. We can exchange information and ideas. We don't have to be hard on each other because we're not competing for anything.
Right.
Everybody here with the right frame of mind of just helping someone else. Where, oh my God, I would love to get it. Everybody is here with the idea of teaching and learning. Everybody's doing one of the two, and that's what makes this space different. What we're doing here is what decolonization looks like. We're self sufficient. We provide our own entertainment, our own education, and through that, we're empowering our community. This is what it really looks like. So, if you know people out there that can benefit from this space, kinky people out there that are really truly looking for a place where they can come and feel like they're at home, they got family, people that really truly genuinely care about them and their experience, invite them to our space. That's what we built it for. We're entering a new phase now. This phase, we're no longer just establishing. That was the past 3 years. We were establishing, building the foundation, building the structure. Now, this is the time to level up. This is the time when we grow, and this is how we're going to do it. I appreciate you guys. We do this out of love. I know that's hard to believe in this day and age for a lot of people. They don't see it too often. People that are really just giving out of their heart, and that's what we're doing here. So I want everybody to know you're all playing a part in this. Everybody's got a part to play. We're all building this thing together. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, they're going to look back at these days and they're going to say, damn, I remember when they were just getting started. It was just a handful of people. We're almost at 13,000 people now in this group. We started, I remember when it was 3. So that just goes to show you over time, we grow, we build. We just got to keep doing this the right way, not allowing ego to come into play, not allowing mean girls and bullies to run rampant in the community, standing up for each other, teaching each other, not allowing people to dogpile. We're not doing this for popularity. We're not posting to kind of get attention and likes. We out here really learning and really teaching. I say all that to say thank you. I have a motto, Forte Orizuna. It means stronger together. I truly believe that that's what we are. When we get together and when we link arms, nobody can break us. So when I say it, know that I really, truly mean it with all my heart. Thank you for coming out and spending time with us this evening. I know y'all are ready to do your own thing. It's been a long day at work, and I just appreciate y'all kicking it with us for a whole hour. Forte Orizona, everyone. Enjoy your evening, and I'll see you on Thursday for the Truth Booth. Y'all make sure y'all tune in for that. Last week was really good. You're going to enjoy it. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for stopping
Bye,
through.
everybody.
Good night.
Bye.